put my 2 cents in?
No, honey, I don't mind. Call the police immediately.
Why have you come here tonight? Swing.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing there, Unc?
I am fantastic, bro. I'm fantastic. Well, it's Friday. My weekend has started. I'm dressed casually. Casual Friday.
Yes, sir.
Yep. How about you?
Feeling good this morning. Woke up, clothed in my right mind, ready to get the day started. Glad to be here with you and the rest of the vibrant ones, ready to get our day started.
Yeah, man.
Said it's Friday. It's the weekend. What you got planned for this weekend?
Sleep and probably go buy some gym clothes. So the saga continues with that. The saga continues. I don't know, man. I'm just gonna chill out. I was thinking about going out of town, maybe going to Charleston, maybe going to Myrtle Beach. One of those places. Hanging out. But mostly, just taking it one moment at a time. I hadn't made up my mind yet. Myrtle Beach or Charleston. I'm in Myrtle Beach a lot though, and so I think Charleston may be the move. But it depends on what Mo want to do, whatever Mo want to do. Because if she want to go to Charleston or Myrtle Beach, I'm okay with either. My preference is Charleston, but we'll see.
Okay. What kind of things you do when you go down to the Chuck?
Crabs.
Of course.
Of course, right?
Okay.
Right. So crabs and go ahead, man.
Let me ask you this. Is there still a spot in Charleston called Seafair?
I don't know if it's still open. I don't know if it's still open. You talking about 10 years ago, right?
Probably add another 10 to that.
Yeah, well, I can't speak to that. You know what I'm saying? Because I was in Jersey City then. But that it sounds familiar.
Seafair's all you can eat seafood buffet. It was one of those places where everybody waiting on them crabs. I don't care what else is on there. I don't care what else is put on the buffet. It can be fresh and hot. And no crabs up there. All right, we waiting.
Yeah,
waiting crabs come up. Yeah.
At the buffet.
At the buffet.
You know what I'm saying? Hurry up, Jimmy. you see Jimmy be sliding on feet with the big crab pot. Hurry up, Jimmy!
I'm coming.
Hold on, I'm coming.
I'm
Yeah,
coming.
man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So we made it's a nice little ride for us. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because we were in the Florence area. So
Right.
but you know, at this stage, man, we just, all the kids, man, we got an empty, well, not almost, it's semi-empty. I have a dog.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have a dog. But for the most part, it's an empty nest. And bro, and so before I ask you what's in your cup, what's in your cup, I'm gonna just ask you this, and I know this sensation may be unfamiliar to you. I'm just gonna ask you to play along. Bear with me.
All right. Let's
Help
go.
me on this.
All right. All right. All right.
So for about 25 years, right, I would buy a beverage, whatever kind of, let's say a soda.
Mm-hmm.
I would buy a soda, take a sip, put it in the fridge, walk away, come back, and it would vanish. And it'd be gone into like thin air. And then I asked everybody around if there were any witnesses. Hey, what happened to my soda? Did any of you guys see what happened to the beverage I put in the refrigerator?
Mm-hmm.
All I hear is, not me, Daddy. I would never. Not me, Daddy. Oh, ain't nobody seen that soda. And so now that I have an empty nest, I could take a sip and put it in the fridge and not have to stand guard. But because before I had to stand by the refrigerator, and you know what I'm saying, to make sure it didn't disappear, right? Chuck, no lie, hand to the man. I took a sip of a beverage, right? Put it in the fridge. Went about my life, came back like 3 or 4 days later, and guess what?
It was still there.
It was still in the fridge. It was still in the fridge. I cannot figure out. The only thing, and so when I explain to the kids, they're like, what's having an empty nest like? It's like dropping a $20 bill out of your pocket, walking away and coming back, and it's still there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Hey, Stafford Don, what's good?
Salute, staff up.
Yeah, and so the beverage, the mysterious beverage caper has been solved. I think when you get an empty nest,
Yes.
it comes with an invisible armed guard at the refrigerator. That's the only way the soda can stay in there. That's it. An empty nest comes with an invisible armed guard that protects your stuff.
Well, you might be right, or everybody that said, "Nah, Daddy, I don't know who did it. I don't know what happened." All of those ones that said that had a sip. Right. Man, you better give me a sip.
Oh no! Don't tell me that, man.
You better give me a sip. I ain't gonna say that. Give me a sip.
So it's a crime family. It's a crime family. They just go in there and take your soda and drink it anytime they want, and then throw away the evidence.
I'm only saying that because I must confess I've definitely done that plenty of times.
Chuck, you've been drinking my sodas.
Hey, it was out there. I guess it was meant to be drunk. It was on
right.
It was on the counter. It was sweating. What I was supposed to do?
That is hilarious. That is hilarious, bro. So basically, what I'm hearing is, if you want to take a sip of your soda and save it for later, you have to have an invisible armed guard.
Oh yes, definitely.
Oh jeez. Jeez. Okay. All right. God
Definitely.
dog it. I should have knew that 20 years ago. If I had known that 20 years ago, I still have about 100 sodas. But anyway, hey, so Chuck, what's in your glass this morning?
This morning, I got a dark roast, Folgers,
Okay.
and what was this other thing? Oh, and Ensure protein shake.
Okay. Yo, true story. So every time, yo, South BK is in the building. What's good? Hewlett Samuel is in the building. What's good? What's good? Um, True story. A dude I met in Colombia named John, right,
Mm-hmm.
used to tell me this lie, right? But the lie was so funny that we would ask him to keep telling the story because every time
Okay.
he told the story, the lie got juicier and juicier. Right, right,
Okay.
right.
Okay. This is about to be good.
So, okay. God, I keep forgetting. I can't say people's name. Let's call him. Let's call him Bernie. All right.
Bernie.
So Bernie used to have a crush on this girl in the office, right?
Okay.
And Bernie was one of these dudes, right? That he accomplished a lot of stuff in his life,
Mm-hmm.
but he liked to embellish, right?
Right.
He was one. He was one that is like, yo, Pudge Nice is in the building. What's good? So he out of high school, he was drafted by the Oakland Athletics to play baseball. And
Okay.
he did. And he did. Right? He played for the Oakland Athletics. Gave me these pictures. You know what I'm saying? He showed me contracts and all kind of stuff. I was like, okay, all right, Bernie. Oh, whatever. I believe you. All right. All right, Bernie, I believe you. Okay. I believe you. You don't have to give me more proof. I got a signed cap by such and such. 1979. Oh, all right. Listen, I don't need to see no more. Okay. I believe you. He told me. So let me fast forward because that ain't the funny part. The funny part is, so he liked this girl in the office, and she didn't like him because
Mm-hmm.
Bernie was what you call a player, right?
Right.
He liked a girl in the office until they dated, and then after that, he didn't like him no more. So he had a reputation.
Okay.
Mr. Bernie.
Mr. Bernie.
I saw Mr. Bernie standing at your desk. You know what I'm saying? So this lady is like, Uncle Freezie, go get Bernie away from my desk.
Mm-hmm.
He creepy. And so I'm like, hey Bernie, man. I mean, she said, he's like, man, she say that around y'all, but she got a pet name for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, a pet name?
Uh-oh.
You sure it ain't a safe word? You know me. You know me. I always be trying to find in the office. In the office, you always find like the little jokes, the little office jokes, whatever. Like, you sure it ain't a safe
Right.
word? So okay. So I'm coming. No lie. There's a Asian fusion restaurant around the corner that I used to go to, like every other Friday. So I used to, rotate or switch up between them and Buffalo Wild Wings. Like I go to B Dubs and them, and Miss Mocha, what's the name of that place in Columbia I kept taking y'all to? Oh, Mio's. So it's a place called Mio's.
Mio.
So I'm walking back to my desk with a bunch of carry-out stuff from Mio's. And I hear the lady that don't like Mr. Bernie screaming to the top of her lungs, Folgers! Did I tell your A to get away from my desk? And I run over there. And I was like, what you call him? She is like, Folgers. I keep calling his dog behind Folgers. He black like coffee. And, bro, Chuck, when I tell you it was the laugh for the afternoon. I mean, how I'm gonna look this dude in the face and not call him Folgers?
Yeah. Oh, that's the pet name. That's the
That
pet
was the
name.
pet name. Yes.
Boy,
That,
dudes be lying. Dudes be lying. Oh man.
that was the pet name, bro. When I heard her scream out Folgers, I was like, oh my God. Man, I put my food down. Man, I went over there. Bernie was so mad. That heifer here calling, screaming at me like that. I'm like, man, hey, Folgers, give it a break. Bro, man, that dude was so mad at us. Hey, bro, listen, you ain't never had. All right, so first of all, when you put a whole bunch of young people in an office together, you know anytime something like that happens, it's gonna be the laugh of the century. So from then on, we start calling him Folgers every time he make us mad. Right? You know what I'm saying? Folgers, why you got your delivery truck parked up blocking the door? You know it's raining outside. Stop calling me Folgers. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, when you said Folgers just now, it reminded me of a dude that I knew. And for the sake of the story, we changed his name. What do we call him? Bernie, Brownie, whatever. Yeah, so we call him Bernie. But yeah, a dude I know, man. It's man hilarious, bro. But anyway, I ain't mean to distract you, man. You always get me started telling stories in the morning, like it'd be like some little trigger.
Sir, I don't got nothing to do with that. Your recall memory is triggered by words that I say. I can't. Should I be quiet? Should I not say anything? Show's gonna be kind of boring. With none of us saying anything. That was a great story though. But that goes to show.
She was screaming, Folgers! Did I tell you to get away from my desk? Oh boy. Man, that thing was hilarious, bro.
See, that goes to show how dudes just be lying. Oh man, she's saying that around y'all, but she got a pet name for me.
Right. And we found out what it was too.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Man, Folgers. She called them Folgers. Oh my God. It's still funny to this man.
That's original, man. I ain't never. I've never heard anybody.
Bro.
I've never heard anyone call Folgers ever in life.
Bro,
What was she?
So he was macking though. He was like, you ain't here working this job. They ain't paying you nothing. You know what I'm saying? You need to let me take you out. He just saying all this stuff. And she like, and so he got a thing. Like the ladies in the office know that burnt. So it's about 90 of us in this small office. Right. And he already done been, with 3 other women.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? In the office. Now, yeah.
That's going to have to be a topic one day too.
I know. I know. I be trying to dodge it though, bro. But let me do a reset real quick. Hey, right. Everybody, thank you for what you are watching Vibes and Stuff Live with Uncle Freezie and Chuck Allen, right? We do this to get your day started off on the right track. Hopefully we could bring some joy and some laughs, you know what I'm saying, at the beginning of the day. So when you start your work week, or in this case, start to wind down your work week, you could do it kind of with a smile on your face. Again, I'm Uncle Freezie. That's my main man, Chuck Allen. You know what I'm saying? We rocking the spot. We rock the spot for about 60 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So that you can, have a few giggles before you step off into your start your day, right? You got anything in terms of because we generally try to do it in the order. You got anything on healthy living
Um,
as I start back on my pair?
well, um, what I want to say is that I'm when it comes to healthy living, I've I've set I've set my goals for the rest of this year.
Okay.
Hopefully, my goal is by the summer to have lost 40 pounds.
Wow.
By
Wow.
4th of July. Yes, 40 pounds.
Wow.
So
So you want to lose a kindergartner
I would
by
love to
July
lose it.
4th?
Yeah, yeah. Um, More so because if I don't, I know that I can procrastinate when it's something I really don't want to do. Oh man, I'll
Right.
drag my feet on that thing. I'm like, ah. But when it's something that I want to do, man, it just ain't enough time to get it done. You know,
Right.
like so. I want to make sure that I stay on top of this of my health. You know,
Okay.
you think you're healthy. To all the men out there, especially men of color that are listening right now, take your health important. You can have all the money in the world, but without health, that money means nothing.
Right.
So, even if you think you're healthy, still go get your annual checkups. Make sure they do, a thorough examination, um, because things go undiagnosed all the time.
Right.
Because we as men will suffer in silence. Like, oh nah, my head hurts all the time. Like, no, your
Right.
head shouldn't be hurting all the time.
Right.
You need to go find out what that is. It could be high cholesterol, high blood pressure, you
Right.
know, a whole litmus of things, but you need to get those things squared away. So, uh, I'm glad that we have this opportunity this morning um, to share this information with a lot of the men that are out there and the women too. Women
Yeah.
too. The women that
The
watching this
vibrant
morning,
ones. Yeah.
the vibrant ones. Yes, make sure you take care of your health for sure.
Okay. Okay. Man, listen. That is impactful and resounding. And you mentioned men of color, men in general. Go get
Yes,
checked. Men in general, go get checked. Right? Get checked. Make sure you get because a lot of things, like Chuck said, go undiagnosed, and then a lot of stuff goes. Even though even that, some things just go unrecognized. Like Chuck said, you're not supposed to be having headaches all the time. You're not supposed to be winded when you go up a flight of stairs. If that just started, you might need to get checked, right? Right? If you notice that you start walking differently, like your gait is changing, go get checked. Tingling in your hands and stuff like, man, my hand went to sleep. Yeah. Legs going to sleep. Yeah. All of that. Not sleeping well, go get checked. It's no crime. Most of you get a lot of people have health insurance that they pay for and
right.
don't even use. And don't even use it.
Crazy.
Right? Right? And for some, the insurance is more than your car payment, right? Would you
Yeah,
not would you not drive your car?
of course. Yeah, yeah.
Right. Yeah, yeah. So make
Excellent point.
sure, yeah, make sure you go get checked. Stop wasting money. You know,
Mhm.
a lot of times you pay for these things, you don't even use them. You know, yeah, do that. Do what Chuck said. Do what Chuck said before he comes to your house and drinks the soda out of your refrigerator. All right. All right. All right. So Chuck, you ready for the relationship question?
Oh man, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. Okay. All right. So the relationship thing question segment. So we have to change the names of these people to protect the innocent and so that Uncle Freezie won't lose friends.
Okay.
These are people that I know.
Okay.
Can we call them John and Jane?
Yeah, that's about as generic as it can get. Yeah.
Okay. John Doe and Jane Doe.
Yes.
Right? Okay. All right. So Vibrant Ones. This is a true story with the names changed to protect the innocent and Uncle Freezie. Right?
All right.
So John Doe and Jane Smith met in high school a long time ago. Right?
Okay.
Right. So John always told her, he was like, hey, you're going to be my lady forever, and I'm going to take care of you. Right? Jane was like, get out of here, boy. My daddy ain't letting me court. My daddy ain't letting me court nobody. Right? Jane's like, nah, man, for real. For real. You're going to be my girl, and I'm going to take care of you forever. Right? Jane like, didn't I tell you my daddy don't like you, boy? Right? So anyway, they get past this thing. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They wind up courting. They wind up in a relationship. Right? John leaves school early, doesn't graduate, don't even care. He dropped out of school and joins the Marines. He winds up being shipped to Vietnam. Right? Go to Vietnam, go through a lot of stuff. The whole time he's sending money back home to take care of Jane. Right? Jane is in college. Right? Going through college. He helped paying her college bills, helping her get through school. Right? So John comes back from Vietnam for good. Right? They get married. Miss Jane graduates from college. Right? Gets her master's degree. Right? They get married. Right? John and Jane stay together. John does 25 years in the Marine Corps and retires. The whole time, Jane is moving around the world with him, not chasing her dreams, but being a good wife to a soldier. Right?
Okay.
Right? So they retire from the Marine Corps, right? And they move back home. So the first thing he does, the first application he puts in for a job, because the dude is a busybody. He a busybody now. Chuck, one of these days, he a busybody, bro.
Right.
He so much so that it frustrates. I'm like, man, why don't you be still? Anyway, he the first application he fills it out and puts it in to the railroad. They call him immediately. Hey, you're a veteran, come on in. So he works for the railroad for 30 years and retires. The whole time, Miss Jane is at home, right? She's at home, not working, being a housewife to this guy. Now, mind you, she graduated top 5 in her class. She has all these, when you walk in their living room, she has all this academic stuff in her living room as a reminder of how good she was, you know what I'm saying, in school and all of this.
Mm-hmm. Right.
All these sashes and certificates and all kind of stuff. It's disgusting. Overachievers or underachiever or whatever you want to call it. You know, you walk in their house and the wards say, she's so smart, we gave her a plaque. That's basically what the plaque say. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
So John works for the railroad for 30 years, right? And then retires. right? So what do you do with yourself? You did the Marine Corps and retired. You did the railroad and retired. So what do you do with yourself? What would you think what do you think he would do with himself, Chuck?
Okay,
He
you
about he
retired.
about he yeah, he about 60, 68, 69 years old at this point.
I would, man, relax. Well, he's a busybody, so volunteering, like getting up and volunteering during the day, got to be something that a person like that does, because they will drive everyone around them mad, or they'll be upset if they're not out and about trying to do something. So I think if I'm a betting man, they're doing some type of service, some type
Wrong.
of community service type deal.
Wrong.
Wow, lost all my bread.
Right. He
Oh,
don't double down on it. Don't double down because this story has a twist to it. Right. All right.
okay,
So not only did he not do that, he meets a girl at Denny's and cheats with her on Miss Jane. Miss Jane, the whole time, she never, ever cheated on Mr. John. Ever. Didn't even have the thought. Didn't even have the thought of cheating on Mr. John. You know why? They two small town kids, right? Who went out in the world and was successful together. Right? And listen, and Miss Jane is fine, boy. She's 70. I guess she's 70, about 70, right? Early 70s, maybe 70, 71.
right.
And she looked like she 50. Right? She looked like she 50. Right? Mr. John finds this lady, pushes up on him, right? And he succumbs, so to speak, to all the attention from this young woman. Right? She cute. She's struggling. She laid it on him thick. I guess in a number of ways. In a number of ways, she laid it on him thick. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm struggling. The world ain't fair. I'm only working this temp job because at my last job, my boss didn't understand that I couldn't work first shift and all kind of, you know what I'm saying? All these
The
things.
sob. Yeah.
So Mr. John has to go back to Miss Jane and tell Miss Jane, hey, Subliminal 209 is in the building. What's good? So Mr. John has to go back to Miss Jane and explain to her that not only did he cheat, but he is in a relationship, and this temp service working chick he met at Denny's is pregnant.
I wish I had some sound effects this morning. I wish I had some sound effects this morning. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Say what?
And Chuck, and just when, all right, because so then Miss Jane starts to think, like, over the years, he had been saying, like, throwing little snide remarks like, hey, you better get in shape, gal. Over the years, this is over the years. You know, you think back, like, he been warning me the whole time. And I ain't paying no attention because it sounded like jokes. He had been saying stuff like, you better get in shape, gal. I'm going to leave you for a young girl. Like joking, right? Nobody paid that stuff no attention. Right?
But
until
every
it happens.
joke. Sorry about that.
No, go ahead.
Every joke has a hint of truth to it. That's why we laugh.
That's why we laugh.
That's why we laugh. It has a little bit of truth to it. It's possibility, man. Okay. Um, is there more to this? Because this is wild.
Yes,
This is wild already. Let's
yes,
go. Let's get it
yes,
all
yes.
out on the table.
Okay. So John tells Jane, right, in stages, hey, I messed up. I cheated on you. They crying, they holding hands in church, right? Whatever. Because Mr. John, he in the church, man. He stand up in the church, boy. He start praying, and I swear you think Jesus Christ about to walk through the door, because you know what I'm saying? Hey,
Yeah.
Lord. You know what I'm saying? He that guy, right?
Uh-oh.
And so he like, yeah, I cheated. And then it's like a few months later, it's a relationship. And then when the baby about to be born, and she pregnant, right? And then the baby is born, and now it's I bought her a house. She like Miss Jane like, hey, somebody, I check an account, I savings account. Now he gotta be like, I was wanting to tell you her mama put her out the house. Her and the baby ain't have nowhere to go. And so, and Miss Jane is like, nah, this is it. That is the last straw. Cause you drug this out. You could have so Miss Jane leaves him, right? She leaves. Because think about all the things that happened. He cheated and
Right.
was in a relationship, and
Right.
she pregnant,
Right.
and he bought her a house. And Chuck, if you ain't never been down south, if you buy somebody some land and put a double wide on it, that means something.
Something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's the down south thing. If you love somebody, you gonna, you know what I'm saying, you do your.
Yeah.
So he bought her
Wow.
some land in a double wide trailer, mobile home.
Mm.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for not being politically correct. You can't call it trailer no more. It's
Why
the
not?
2000s. I don't know. I be watching movies and stuff, and it's like no. They be like you can't say it, so that's where I got that from. But anyway,
Okay.
so Miss Jane walks out of her life, and what she realized is she ain't so bad. As soon as she put on Facebook, and this is where things get funny. Soon as she put on Facebook that she was free, I done took them shackles off, and I'm free. Right? This is her. I don't need nobody weighing me down no more. I'm gonna live my life. Right? This is her. Right? I don't agree with the way she did it, but that's her life, like she said.
Right.
Men start coming out the woodwork. They everywhere. Like I don't see why you was with girl. You so fine. And when you 70, and other 70-year-olds are like, man, you so fine. Because she looked like, and honestly, even I was telling Mo, she looked like she 50, like in her early 50s. But Mr. John, not so much. He done got 20 something years in the
Yeah.
Marine Corps. You know what I'm saying? 30 something years on the railroad.
20.
You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a hard knock life. You know what I'm saying? So, but so
Oh.
so Chuck, here's the thing: the girl, let's call her. Let's give a name that's appropriate. Brittany, right?
Mm-hmm.
Soon as the baby born, soon the baby start walking, she dumped John, and she is dating a dude that's 21.
Point, set, match, game.
So this thing gets weird. So she leave, Mr. John, who was about 70 at the time,
Mm-hmm.
for a dude that sit in a house that Mr. John is paying for, all he don't work. The young fellow don't work. He sit in the house and play PlayStation all day while Brittany go to her temp job.
What? Well. Oh man, some choice words I want to use right now, but uh, okay. So, man, there's a lot to unpack there. It's a
There
lot to
is a
unpack.
whole lot to unpack.
It's a lot to unpack here, man. I see. This is what happens when uh when you don't have yourself in check as a man. Um,
Yep.
I know what the saying is on the street. Men are dogs. They'll hit anything that's out
Right.
there in the streets, and to a certain extent, that is very true.
Right.
But being a man and being a healthy man, you got to know when to turn some things down.
Right.
You got to read the room and like, wait a minute, I'm 70 years old.
Right.
She half my age. What she really want?
And she is chasing you.
Like that don't happen, sir. That
Right.
especially if you serve 20 years in the military, then you do
Yep.
another 30 years
Right.
on the railroad. So I know you ain't been, keeping up that PT routine while you was working on the railroad. So I'm assuming you've let yourself go to some extent, right?
Right. Right.
Sir. Never in the history of never has a young woman pursued an old man because of genuine love.
Hard, bro.
But that's when you don't have yourself in check as a man to know that this is a trap. Like, yes, we have egos that need to be stroked from time to time. I get that. But you ought to know that this situation is not for you. Two, sir, I don't care how old you are, you're a man. Men have had babies in their 80s.
Right.
So you should know there's
Right.
no way you should be going to bed with this young, relatively young woman. 30 isn't isn't super old, where you
Yeah.
can't have children, right?
Right.
Some
Right.
people depends on their biology and things like that, uh, in their lineage can have effect on that. But just generally speaking, that's still baby making age. Sorry, what are you doing? Like
Chuck, you are assuming that's her first baby.
oh no, I know it's not, sir. I know it's not her first baby.
I was gonna say.
I know that. I know
Okay.
that.
Okay. 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 All right.
I
All
know
right.
that because I already know what the game. I knew what the game was before you even put the whole thing out there. I knew what that game was because I have associates, women that I knew coming up, and
Right.
that was a thing.
Right.
Oh no, they not just having a baby. If they're having a baby, there's something attached to that. The man
Right.
that they're having that baby by, he gonna be a truck driver. He gonna
Meal
be
ticket.
he yeah. Oh, he ain't making less than $50 an hour
Right.
to leave a baby here, and uh, this child is gonna be taken care of. So when
Right.
I'm looking at this old man, I know he getting a military pension. I know
Yeah.
he getting a railroad pension.
Right.
and Lord knows what else money he got saved
Social
up.
Security.
Social Security. Oh, he probably getting a good, you know, $10,000 a month.
Yeah, yeah, easy, easy,
And
easy.
when you're living in the South, $10,000 a month, you can live like you on MTV almost.
Almost,
Almost. Because
almost.
the cost of living down there isn't nearly as much as it is, in Jersey City or New York or somewhere like that, or
Right,
Philadelphia, right?
right, right. And since you're in that older tax, since he's a retiree, he doesn't have to pay as much taxes.
So that was the game plan from the get-go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get him to buy and do, and as soon as I get it, I I can. I was working at a warehouse. Uh, I guess I could say the franchise Food Line Warehouse, and there was a older gentleman there that will hand out the orders or whatever, a manager, and there were only a few women that worked, like pulling orders.
Right,
Most of the women worked sanitation or they worked in the office.
right,
But there was this one particular young lady who was very attractive, but she had like heavy uh masculine energy.
right,
And so, you would make these assumptions like, yeah, she cute, but I don't think she into dudes like that.
right,
And she really wasn't.
right,
She wasn't. And so um the manager, prided himself, used to talk all this back in the day, before I got married, I did this and that, this and that, and this and that.
right,
And one day, it is blazing hot in this place. There's no AC. So they put out these big um coolers of Gatorade.
right,
Like they opened up a box of Gatorade, put it on ice, so we could have something to drink up in there. And so
right.
over by the coolers, I see, I see the manager got his arm up on the cooler, leaning into Shorty ear, talking in her ear, and I was like, uh oh. When I say she's bad,
Right,
she's bad. But
right,
the energy lets you know, like, she ain't the girl you want to waste the
right,
time talking to because she ain't really gonna give
right,
you no play. The
right.
next thing you know, I see her in the F-350, and I was like, oh, wow, wow, he got her in the truck.
Right, right,
This man
right,
is married.
right,
Got her in the
right.
truck. I'm like, okay. Long
Okay.
story short, she ends up pregnant, and he
What?
has to do the same thing. Go to his wife and
Oh,
tell his wife that he's having a baby by someone that works under him. Right.
oh.
As soon as that baby was born, as soon as that baby was born, she stopped working there. She
Right,
moved to another state, and then
right.
he received papers for child support.
He
And
got
the whole
served.
yes, and the whole time, she got a whole girlfriend,
Oh my
a whole.
goodness.
So her, the girlfriend, and the baby are living it up in Atlanta, uh, and he is literally living in a $20 a day room,
What?
a room.
Right.
Have
Oh
you
my
budget
goodness.
budget hotel?
Yeah. Yeah.
There was one outside of town.
No truck. No truck.
No, no, no. He's driving a Explorer now.
Right. And is
He's
it new?
driving. No, I was like, you traded in the 350. Well,
Yeah.
sometimes you don't need all that. You ain't need that big dually diesel in the first place, but you bought it.
Yeah.
But you bought it. And I said, man, you threw away all them years with a woman that wouldn't look at someone else.
Right.
And Lord knows it's been people trying to do you dirty, men
Yeah.
that laugh in your face trying to do you dirty, but your wife is a stand up woman, and she's
Right.
like, nah. And here you go.
Wow.
The
Wow.
warning signs are there. I remember we
Yeah.
went to Duke's Barbecue every Wednesday after we would get paid. We would go to Duke's Barbecue for lunch,
Right.
and we were, and we were all in line at the buffet.
Right.
And I was like, hey, manager, I think you need to leave that alone. Oh man,
Right.
I gotta show y'all young boys how to do it. I say, hey man,
Okay.
listen, I'm telling you that energy over there, it ain't what you think it is. Oh no,
Right.
man. Once I put the blows, she's gonna put on them clothes and she gonna be all right. She gonna go back home to mama in the dress. I was like, oh
Okay.
yeah, word. You got it like that? Okay. All right. And now he's paying child support for the next. Let me see. That the little girl now is probably 7.
Oh, he still got time.
Yeah, he's got a
Yeah.
lot of time. A
Yeah. He's
lot
still.
of time. So when it comes to John and Jane, like
Yeah.
I understand that situation. Like, yo, you have to, as a man, you got to know to say, yo, this is not. Uh, this not.
Sometimes it's best to pass.
Yes. Yes.
Yo, it's best to pass, bro. And so, so Vibrant Ones, I was reluctant to share that story during the relationship section because the two people that I'm speaking about that I changed the names, I know them.
Right.
And though I didn't live their story, I was there, like to watch
Right.
this thing play out. Because Tony, oh God dog it, John, I knew Chuck, I knew it was gonna happen. So John is a frat like myself. Me and him are in a he and I are in the Illuminati together, basically to do whatever,
Okay.
whatever you want to call it. Whatever however people want to call it, right? And so he was like a good dude to me. He was always giving me good advice, like telling me, like, nah, man, don't go out there drinking with them boys, man. Go to Walmart and buy them babies some food. Small, so always give me good advice.
Right.
And all these years later, he get caught up in this thing with this lady who was intentionally, and I be telling them, Mr. John, like, yo, she saw you from a mile away, bro.
Yep.
She saw you from a mile away. She didn't want that railroad money to go to waste.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? She wanted to make sure that somebody was gonna get that railroad money, and now they got it. You know what I'm saying? And so I shared that because this thing is perplexing to me. This is one of those that I wish maybe one day we'll do an open panel on this. What you think, Chuck? Just like do an open panel on this one here with John and Jane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I think that would be
yeah,
a good idea. Yeah.
yeah. And so that we could talk about, excuse me, all the things because what happened is Jane is a good woman, right? But she didn't realize how great a woman she was until after the fact. Like after all these years go by, being married to one person. And when she got freedom, she recognized it's a whole new world out there that she was
Yeah.
missing. You know what I'm saying? Because she was shackled to this one person. And Mr. John is realizing that no matter how good life is, all it takes is like one little mistake, right? To compound itself, a compounded mistake to mess up a whole lifetime of good stuff. Now he on Facebook. He on Facebook begging. They're like, I just want my baby to come back. You know how people just put a weird, like a weird comment on Facebook. Baby, come home. We're like, John, Facebook ain't for that, bro. that ain't what Facebook is. Facebook is for you to put a picture of your dinner plate, maybe, or put a high school picture up or something. Not no message. Baby, I'm sorry.
Man. Listen, but see, that should have been in the back of your mind. That should have been in the front of your mind the whole time that girl talking to you.
Right.
Man, I do not want to be on Facebook begging for my wife to come home. Like, you know, as we get older, and looks start to fade, the 6-pack starting to look more like a keg.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll get a little self-conscious, and when you're in that vulnerable state, anyone that comes along that is speaking to that area and making you feel good, you kind of get lost in that emotion,
right?
Right. And make these silly mistakes, just like when you're horny. You don't think straight. You don't care what's good, man. I'm about to,
right.
And then you're not looking around like, bro, I don't know if this is a girl you want to. Ain't just one or two roaches falling, man. It's a whole trailer of them going across the ceiling of this trailer.
They on a field trip,
man. Yes. Then single file line.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. But you make these decisions in the moment, and then they have these everlasting effects. I sympathize for Miss Jane, being loyal for all that time. And that's unfair for her to have to now go back on the market to find somebody else to spend hopefully another 20 years with. You understand what I'm saying?
Chuck, don't feel sorry for her. She putting pictures on Facebook. Look, man, she getting her hair done and putting pictures on Facebook. Yeah, I don't know what it is about older people when they discover Facebook, but they feel like it's liberation for them or something. Like she on Facebook with her new outfit on, her umbrella. You know, the sun umbrella, not the rain umbrella. You know how you got
the camisole.
Yeah. She out there taking pictures, talking about freedom ain't never felt this good. And then on the other side, Mr. John is out there, baby, I'm sorry. On Facebook, he's like, yo. This is not what Facebook is for, bro. you know what I'm saying? And then you feel sorry for your man, and then he using Facebook all wrong. Like he tagged the whole family and for his posts. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why you tagging this? Why you tagging me? That's your ex-wife. I'm good. I just want everybody to see it. Bruh, I'm gonna see it. You ain't had to tag me in it, man. I'm gonna see it. He's like, oh, I'll just make it sure. Mr. John, if you loved her that much, when you cheated on her, that should have been it. Right?
Yeah.
When y'all was in a relationship, you was cheating on, you told her you cheated, which is singular.
Mm-hmm.
But you and the girl were still together. Right? And then, so you had a time to go and say something to her then, but you didn't, right? Then the girl got pregnant, right? You could have stopped right then, but you didn't, right? You stayed with her. and then you bought her a house and land.
Man.
Ain't nothing you could tell. Ain't nothing you could tell me or Miss Jane. Ain't nothing you can tell nobody, bro, because everybody that hears the story think you a fool.
Everybody plays a fool.
Right.
No exception to the rule.
And
Nah.
then Chuck, he on Facebook begging for Miss Jane back with like these weird short messages. Come home. What? You just gonna put "come home" on Facebook? We all know who you talking to.
All right, Ike. Yeah, anime. You done had all your fun now. Come on home now. You done did this little lottie die. Now it's time for you to come on home.
Right.
No, sir.
It's hilarious, bro. It's pure comedy, bro.
But to your point, what you were just saying, how he said he cheated, which no, I'm still cheating.
Yep.
And me and this girl are in a relationship, and she's pregnant. Like all of those things should have been laid on the table. You should have put all them cards on the table, and then just maybe Miss Jane goes out there and she sees, get a little taste, but then realize, hey, you know what? Yeah, I done got a little taste. This ain't what I want. Maybe I should go home and we can work this thing on out. But you kept lying, man. Like, what do you giving her nothing to work with? Nothing.
He was a coward, bro. He was a coward.
Well, you know what they say: a coward will die 1,000 deaths. So,
Yeah. But Chuck, the hilarious thing to me, and I want to touch on Russia and the Ukraine just for a moment before we wrap up, right?
Okay.
But the hilarious thing to me is not the fact that the girl, that what trashy name did we give her?
Brittany.
Amber. Was it?
It was Brittany. It was Brittany.
Okay. All right. Whatever Waffle House name we gave her, right? she ironically is staying with a dude that's 21 and ain't working.
Of course.
And all he do is stay home and play the game while she works and spend up all Mr. John money, all the child support money.
Boy,
bro, ain't life a?
Yeah.
I'm so bad, man. I don't know. Oh my God.
What goes around comes around, man. You gotta. She's 30, right? And in her mind, she's old.
Well, she ain't 30. She ain't 30 no more. She, of course, she like 30.
Right.
35 now. But yeah, I get your point.
Right. So he she got the young boy there.
Right.
He don't gotta do nothing. That's why he ain't gotta work. Like, why what bills he got paid for? Them bills already taken care of. All he gotta do is whenever she want him to come in that room, whenever she want him to go out there, go play that game that Mr. John bought. Like, yeah, Mr. John bought that. Go out there and play that game he bought and get out of my face.
Yeah.
Because
take the baby with you. Y'all go out there and play the game together.
Right. Exactly. Like, man, God. How, like, I would want to meet Mr. John just to shake my head. Not in anybody can make a mistake. Anybody can make a mistake, right?
Right.
But as a man who went to Vietnam, you couldn't see this trap coming a million miles away. You
And
didn't
is in the
smell this.
and is in the church. In the church. Hey Lord.
Oh, that
That him.
don't mean nothing.
Him.
That that don't mean nothing. That don't mean
Him.
nothing. Not down south. Not down south. That don't mean nothing.
All right. So, so let's move on. So that we can so I can get to the next morning drive and talk about Tom Thibodeau rotations for 4 hours.
Oh man.
Yeah, you already know what that's gonna be. So this thing going on with Russia and the Ukraine, it baffles me. I don't know much about it. I'll educate myself today.
Right.
But it gives me the vibes of countries are going to start to align themselves with who they think will win.
Right.
Major battles. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because Russia is in Asia. So if Russia is a threat to small countries, and well, it's in Asia and Europe, but you know what I mean.
Right.
So if Russia is a threat to small European countries, what are small European countries gonna do? I don't expect you to have the answer. It's just the questions that I have for myself, right? So what's a country like the United States to do if this thing gets out of hand? It's out of hand now with Russia invading Ukraine, right? But there's storylines to this, like the Ukraine, from what I think I remember, is used to be a part of the old Soviet Union.
Yes, that is correct.
And so Russia is looking to get assets back that they used to have in the old Soviet Union.
Right.
And if that is the case, then Ukraine may not be the only country to go through this.
I don't think so. America and Russia has had a forever Cold War, if you will.
Right.
I remember as a young guy, a young boy, I remember these words by Ronald Reagan, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down those walls.
Right.
And it was Russia who was hiding Michael Jackson and pissing off the American government by doing so. Oh no, we don't know where he's at.
Right.
I don't know what I don't want to go too deep, but I know that if it isn't in our interest to interfere, then we're not going to.
Right.
If there's not something for us to gain, then we're not going to get involved.
Okay.
But like G.I. said, we got to pray for those people over there.
Right.
Because is nothing. There's nothing you can do, but pray for them, because what they're going through is something that America knows little to nothing about.
Right.
Having your country invaded, having
Right.
your province invaded,
Right.
having tanks roll up and down your streets,
Right.
going out, doing daily routines, but never coming home because of an attack or an ambush.
Right.
So all the service men and women that are going to be on standby and on call, I pray for you and your families.
Yeah.
I thought it was a bunch of talk in the beginning, because you know how people like to bluff. we're going to do this, we're going to do that.
Right.
But apparently something happened. I don't know what was it, gunshots or a bomb went off or something like that.
Right.
What's your thoughts?
Everybody be safe.
Mm-hmm.
Bullies, stop bullying people.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I need to get more information on it. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got on it. Maybe we can touch on it. Maybe there'll be some other news and stuff. We can talk about it next week.
Okay.
Right. All right. Well, let's wrap here because we went over about 10 minutes. So let's wrap here so that Uncle Freezie can start the next morning drive and talk about Tom Thibodeau for 7 hours straight.
First of all, you can't talk about Tom Thibodeau without talking about Julius Randle's body language. That's number one.
Oh, I forgot. God dog it. I need to write this stuff down.
Okay. He put his thumbs down to the fans. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
You don't do that. I cat dog it. Cat dog it. No, man. No, but hey, but vibrant ones, listen. Y'all have an excellent weekend. I hope we got your Friday off. I hope you got off to a good start with your Friday. Chuck Allen and myself are gonna wrap here. Hopefully, we'll see you guys next week. Chuck, you want to tell them, you want to piece them up?
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out and supporting Vibes and Stuff live in the morning with your host, Uncle Freezie, co-host Chuck Allen. We appreciate you all. Thank you for your support and have a great weekend. We'll see you back here Monday morning, 8 a.m., rising and shining. All my vibrant things, vibrant ones, peace.